There comes a moment when a person must stop running from the truth and stand still long enough to let God reach into the deepest part of their life. This speech calls you to that moment. It is a reminder that real change does not begin with louder effort or harder struggle. Real change begins when you allow God to take hold of your heart and transform the direction of your entire life. Paul Washer speaks with a fire that shakes your excuses and strengthens your spirit. His message pushes you to surrender every fear and every weakness so that you can rise into the life God has prepared for you. This introduction prepares your heart for a journey that demands honesty and courage. It invites you to step out of the life you have settled for and into the life God can create within you. Everything begins with a simple decision. Let God change you completely. Every true transformation begins with a moment when you finally stop fighting in your own strength. You reach a point where you can no longer pretend that you have everything under control. Life starts to feel heavy and your efforts begin to fall apart in your hands. That is the moment when God calls you to let go so He can take over. He waits for the day when your pride becomes quiet and your heart becomes open. In that surrender, the door to real change finally swings wide. When you stop relying on yourself, something powerful begins to shift inside you. God takes the place you once tried to fill on your own, and He brings a strength that does not break. He shows you that your weakness is not a curse, but an invitation to His power. When you acknowledge your limits, you create space for divine help to enter your life. Your failures become lessons, and your struggles become testimonies. God uses every broken piece to build something stronger than what you could ever design alone. The moment you let God lead your life, you begin to see everything differently. You stop measuring your worth by your achievements and start seeing it through His love. You no longer chase approval from people, because you learn to stand in the confidence that comes from Him. Old fears begin to lose their grip, and new courage rises inside you. God does not only change your habits, He changes your direction. He takes your ordinary days and fills them with purpose. This is the kind of transformation that lasts. It does not fade because it is not built on your own strength. It is built on the power of God working through your surrender. Let God change you completely. There comes a moment when you must allow the truth of God to stand in front of you without excuses and without escape. Many people run from this moment because truth exposes the places they have tried to hide. Yet this exposure is the very beginning of freedom. When God brings His truth into your life, He is not trying to shame you. He is inviting you into a life that is honest, pure, and unburdened. Real change always begins with truth and never with denial. When you allow God to confront you with His truth, something powerful begins to happen inside your heart. The lies you believed about yourself start to fall apart. The fears you tried to bury rise to the surface, so they can finally be removed. God does not reveal truth to break you. He reveals truth to rebuild you. Every hidden struggle becomes an opportunity for His wisdom to guide you. Every secret weakness becomes a place where His strength can shine. You start to understand that the discomfort of truth is far better than the false comfort of pretending everything is fine. God uses truth like a gentle fire that burns away the old patterns that have kept you trapped for years. You begin to see the habits that sabotage your peace and the thoughts that steal your confidence. You see the decisions that keep repeating the same pain in different forms. When you face these things honestly, God gives you the courage to overcome them. Truth becomes the medicine that heals you from the inside. As you continue to embrace the truth of God, your life moves in a new direction. You stop fearing change because you know He is guiding it. You stop resisting correction because you feel His love in it. You stop hiding behind your old self because you know God is shaping a new one. Freedom begins with truth. Let God rebuild you completely. A changed life is never built on emotion alone, because emotion rises quickly and fades just as fast. Real transformation grows through daily obedience, even when you feel weak, and even when your motivation seems small. God shapes you through the actions you choose in quiet moments when no one is watching. Every simple step in the right direction becomes a seed that grows into a stronger future. Obedience is not a dramatic event. It is a steady decision to walk with God, even when the path feels slow. When you obey God in the small things, you open the door for Him to trust you with greater things. God honors consistency more than temporary passion, because consistency reveals the true desire of your heart. Many people wait for inspiration before they act, but God teaches you to act even when you do not feel inspired. That obedience builds character courage and spiritual maturity. It trains your heart to keep moving when life becomes heavy. It turns your weakness into strength. There will be days when obedience feels difficult and your mind tells you to quit. Those are the days when God is doing the deepest work inside you. He uses your persistence to break chains that emotion alone can never break. Every time you choose obedience over fear, you teach your heart who is really in control. Every time you choose obedience over doubt, you declare that God is greater than your circumstances. You learn that progress is not measured by speed, but by faithfulness. As you continue to walk in obedience, the direction of your life begins to change in ways you never expected. Doors open, peace grows, clarity returns. You start to see that the life God planned for you was never out of reach. It simply required a willing heart and a steady step. Keep obeying even when you feel weak, because God is strengthening you with every step. Let God lead you completely. True transformation begins the moment you stop relying on your own strength and allow God to shape your heart from the inside. His truth confronts you not to harm you, but to free you from the lies and fears that have held you back for years. Obedience then becomes the path that carries this change forward as you take steady steps, even when you feel uncertain. Every moment of surrender, every moment of honesty, and every moment of obedience becomes a building block in the life God is creating within you. This journey is not about perfection. It is about trusting God to lead you into the future He has designed for you. Let God change your life completely.